but I sure have excuse. I lack the reason why I should be so confused. You know how I feel when I'm around you. I don't know how I feel when I'm around you. Around you. Left a message, but it ain't a bit of use. I have some pictures, the what might be the deuce. Today you saw me. Hope you like a little rendition, that little song over there by a System of a Down. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good people. I'm forgetting to look. I'm looking at the wrong direction, looking at the laptop instead of the camera. Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good people. My name, Martin Imodagewa Moreidi. Today, Tuesday, April 21, 2020. 2020. I almost said something completely nonsensical. Anyway, um, today I'm going to be reading to you another letter from this awesome book by Ted L. Nancy. It's a book of letters. Today's letters, the title says, it's to the Greyhound Bus Company. If you're an American or probably have visited America, probably you probably got a chance to use Greyhound at one time. Anyway, whatever your opinions are, this is a really good letter. I hope you enjoy it. And at the end of the video, as always, I'll be feeling something personal about myself. So if you're a new viewer, please subscribe. If you're returning subscriber, returning viewer, returning member, like the video, comment, say something. Say something. This letter was written August 31, 1995 to the Greyhound Bus Company, 350 North Street. No, North. Yeah, North Street. North 350 North Street, Paul, Dallas, Texas, 75201. 350 North St. Paul. I think that's it. That's the right address. Dallas, Texas, 75201. And Mr. Ted L. Nancy wrote this: Dear Greyhound Bus Company, I have a situation which I would like to address to you and get your approval on. I was told to write to the corporate offices after I inquired about this to one of your ticket personnel. I am part of a traveling dinner theater group. In noticing my itinerary for our performances, I realized that I will be exiting your bus with little time to spare to get to the theater. This is on about 5 different cities. Therefore, I will stay in costume throughout my bus ride so I can make it to the theater in time. I will not have time to exit the bus, change into costume, and get to the theater on time. That last sentence was written in all caps. Forgive me for shouting. That's how I felt. It should be received. Anyway, I will be dressed like a giant stick of butter. That is the costume I wear. I did not want to alarm the other passengers or your employees when I check in dressed as a large butter. I play Morris, the giant butter, in this exciting new play about the food industry. The costume is completely flexible. It bends when I sit in your comfortable cruiser seat. Once seated, I will look like any other passenger, except for the top of my head, which is a square yellow piece about 4 inches higher than a normal head. It's only when I use the restroom that other passengers will notice a giant butter walking down the aisle. I cannot change in the bus as I need help in getting the butter costume on. Over 57 buttons. I therefore would have to check dressed like a giant butter, and board the bus this way. I would exit the bus dressed in my costume so I can make it to the performance on time. What do you think? Can I get approval for this? I have always had the Greyhound bus lines goes out of its way to please its passengers. This would surely help me. Otherwise, I would have to cancel the play because I simply couldn't get dressed in time. I need this work. Thank you, Greyhound, for being a company that cares about its riders. I am anxious to get my 19 city tickets now. Respectfully, Ted L. Nancy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I didn't check up on your health and wealth today. I hope you're all doing great, prosperous, blessed. Uh, Whenever you're watching this in a future date, probably right now, I think I only have one viewer who's not commenting, but comment, say hello. I I'm going to read the reply. I could go on and talk to you about the importance of writing a letter, but as you can tell, this one it's really masterful. As always, like my number one mantra is a letter should have something personal about you, or something that corresponds, that makes the other person uh empathize, sympathize maybe with your situation, with whatever the reason you're writing the letter. On this one letter, or on even this one chapter, actually we went into a new chapter of this book, and it's called Going Places. And the next few letters are going to be about Mr. Ted L. Nancy, probably requesting, just like he did in this letter, different services from travel companies, who knows, airlines, bus services, travel agents. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Join me tomorrow, on the next day, and the next, and you'll find out with me. Anyway, on this letter, we find out that Mr. Ted L. Nancy is looking for work. He's actually going around not looking for work. He's working as a he's in the theater. He's working in the theater, and he's got a play going on about a giant stick of butter. He plays Morris, the giant stick of butter, in a play about the food industry. So he wants to travel across 19 cities, and he'll be playing, I believe, in 5 of them. And all this time, he'll be as the giant stick of butter, requesting from Greyhound to see if he'll be allowed to go travel in his costume. Almost a month later, October 2nd, 1995, the people at Greyhound wrote back to Mr. Ted L. Nancy, and this is what they said. Dear Mr. Nancy, thank you for expressing your concerns about the situations you may encounter while using our services. On behalf of Greyhound Lines, I would like to advise you there should be no problem traveling in your butter costume. In case of any incidents, please carry a copy of this letter with you in reference to the approval of this situation. If any problems occur, you may also contact our customer service department at 1-800-822-2662 during the hours of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and your file can be accessed to acknowledge your special circumstances during travel. We look forward to servicing your needs in the future, and I wish you the best luck with your play and your future in the entertainment industry. Thank you for allowing Greyhound the chance to service your special needs for the duration of your play. Sincerely, Bob Morrow, Customer Assistance Analyst. That was the reply that Mr. Ted and Nancy got from Greyhound. They told him there was no problem. He could travel with his costume. Gave him the number to call if anybody felt uncomfortable or disapproved of his costume and him traveling in it. They told him to write a letter and show it to the person, and even gave him a phone number where this whole thing can be resolved. Anyway, thank you for watching, good people. I hope you join me tomorrow where I'll be reading another letter. And as usual, I will tell you something personal about myself. Like yesterday, I was going through my things looking for a book to read. I knew I have a book that I wanted to read, so I knew where it was, and I went to get it. And I found something that I had forgotten about. And it was quite a surprise. It's a letter I wrote to myself at the beginning of the year. As you can see, that's my name over there. And it says open on July 5th, 2020. And yeah, I had forgotten about it, but I thought it was really good, really, a good omen. While I'm reading this book about letters, saying that I haven't been writing letters, I remembered that I actually wrote a letter to my future self. This is a letter to my future self where I wrote, like, I was hoping to be doing in 6 months. I should have actually written another one for me to open in a year, and then another one in 2, 3, 5, 10. I'll get to it, but it was a good reminder too that not only should I be writing letters to other people, but I should also, remember writing letters to my future self to remind myself of the goals of where I'm going, just in case I get, I'm lost. I can reach out to myself, read what I'm supposed to be doing, something like that. So that's something personal about myself. I think this is a good one for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, comment, share. Have a good day, blessed night, good dreams, good daydreams, good night dreams. Thank you.